Super excited to have you here on the podcast here today.
Thank you, Jared. Good to be here.
Let's dive right in. So first thing, let's assume, although very unlikely, someone has not heard of Writer. What do you tell them about the company?
We are a full stack generative AI platform. So think low code, no code for building powerful generative AI applications.
Sure. So what was life before Writer versus life after Writer for
Yeah,
companies?
yeah, totally. You know, before we existed before the chat gpt moment. We have been doing generative AI since 2020. We are a native transformer company. We started the company to pursue productization on top of the transformer. But certainly in the last couple of years, right, we almost never go in and talk to an enterprise team that hasn't already started, building, experimenting, trying to ship generative AI applications. And life before Writer was pretty slow. And when you talk to our customers from Accenture to Salesforce, right, building these internal applications required a lot of engineering resources. It required months of development and maintenance, right, that sucked up a lot of engineering resources. And life after Writer is much faster. It's faster to build data intensive applications. It is hours to set up a RAG pipeline instead of weeks. It is minutes or seconds to update the logic of an app or the examples for a set of prompts instead of waiting for engineers to update something days and weeks. So the time to value is much faster. And with generative AI, success breeds success. And when you're able to ship applications that get to production, that are high quality, that didn't cost an arm and a leg and, half a dozen engineers and 4 data scientists, then you start working and building more stuff. And we've got customers like L'Oreal, they've got 300 plus different applications in production. And, life after Writer is much more sweet from a generative AI strategy perspective.
When you were first, I know the company has taken shape, right, since you initially started it. I like that even better than pivots or anything like that, right? Because that's what you have to do to find what's best. But I do want to go back to you now. What was that aha moment to even start Writer in the first place? And then what did you learn along the way to shape the company to where it's at today?
Writer is a really unique company that doesn't just have product market fit. We have company culture fit with the generative AI moment. And what I mean by that is in generative AI, the speed of disruption is the disruption. I say that a lot. And it's because the technology changes so quickly. You have to be able to change the whole company, right, on a dime if the product can do something much more powerful now. And we really just got that DNA very early, because when we started the company, right, that aha moment that got us to start the company was, oh, wow, these transformers are going to be insane, right? We've got technology that can impute the laws of English, which means we can go after this AI writing assistant market with a dramatically disruptive technology. And that's what we did, except the models then got even more powerful. And then we connected them to data. Then we connected them to guardrails. Then we made all those building blocks easy for the customer to use themselves. Then we got this explosion of kind of bottoms up apps that got built, and just a ton more sophistication in the building blocks themselves. And so we as a company have had to reinvent ourselves literally over and over and over again. And now, it is always on onboarding. It is always on enablement. It is always on training. And we take that to the customer, right? We're the ones spending 3 hours with enterprise exec teams briefing them on agentic AI. It's not actually the consultants, right? Because we're in it, we're doing the research, we're productizing, and we get to bring our customer alongside us.
I love it. Yeah, and if you didn't have that initial start, that's what really got you going to be able to find all these other avenues, right, that you led into along the way. So I find that super interesting. I would like to talk a little bit about, and obviously, your investors find this super interesting because you just recently announced a new round of funding. Can you talk, by the way, congratulations, but
Thank you.
can you talk me through maybe some of the people who participate, like some of the firms that participated, and really what the focus will be with that round of maybe, you don't have to give me the ins and outs, but where you're thinking of investing?
Yeah, totally. I think we've got literally the best generative AI investors on the planet in our cap table. Sandesha Premji, Rob at Radical, the iconic team, Doug who led our B, they are just really, really deep into the technology. Professor Hinton is a partner at Radical, just won the Nobel Prize for Transformers. And, these are the folks who have in-house right expertise on LLMs and really could go deep on the diligence around our architecture and the ways that we have really innovated in the LLM space, really the foundation of our entire full stack. They're able to go deep, on the intricacies of retrieval augmented generation and where we're going on autonomous action and reasoning capabilities for our models that are able today to use systems, third-party systems on behalf of users. Our vision for super intelligence in the enterprise, AGI in the enterprise, whatever you want to call it, the human grade reasoning capability and autonomous ability to undertake real work, right? Not just doing tasks, but orchestrating work. That's a vision that they found very compelling, and Salesforce and Adobe and Workday found it very compelling too. IBM, they all came into the round very intentionally planned by us, because so much of what we want to do is build that mesh between systems and people and teams, not just to find things, not just to like summarize email. It's like my byword for like, i.e., nothing useful, for like real mission critical stuff. And we've built a platform for being able to build these solutions end to end, which got folks very excited. So we raised 200 mil of fresh capital. We are out there trying to double the size of the company. We're trying to get to 600 people by end of next year. I'm here in London right now interviewing my butt off with the team here to grow our international presence. If you're listening and you are in industry, we would love to talk to you, because so much of what makes Writer very powerful is the team's understanding of all of these workflows in the industries that we serve, and being able to really match up, the use case against how to build it using our tool set.
What is it that excites you every day? Obviously, there's probably a bunch, but you get this opportunity to build this company. You've led it now for a few years. You started it. What is it every day that kind of drives you to be like, I'm so excited to be able to work on this?
Yeah. Jared, the days just keep getting longer, even as the teams get bigger and more capable, but it's because I like playing. And kind of the longer the stick gets, the leverage stick, the more fun the game gets, the more you want to play. And I think the thing that is very exciting to me in Wasim is just the consistent, real decade of breaking ground on better ways to work. And now we've got so much leverage, not just in the go to market in the team, but so much leverage in the product and our research teams and what these building blocks can really do, that they're just so motivating. Other than the last 2 nights where, because of my kids, I only slept 4 hours a night, I'm basically bouncing out of bed every morning.
How do you balance as best as you can? Balance is hard, right? You have your family and you're building this massive company. A lot of people want to know, how do you try to find some balance? Obviously, I know balance looks different for everyone.
Yeah. So, for me, energy balance is really, really important. I know when I'm getting depleted. I know when I've got to clear a couple hours to like go get a facial, go do Pilates, go wring myself out at yoga. It really does start with a physical reset for me, because only then can I be available for anyone else outside of work, even, right, as well as at work. There's just no question, though, work is the priority right now. We've got a once in a lifetime, once in a generation type of opportunity to build a $100 billion plus company and really impact the way people work, make work a lot more creative, a lot more joyful, build something massive that everyone at Writer's descendants will know them for. That's very motivating. And family wise, it's a whole village, right, supporting us and supporting me to make this time commitment. But absolutely, like, there's nobody listening who should be under any illusions that I have any sort of balance in my life at all. It is just nonstop work, Monday to Friday. I wake up and I look at my phone, and I go to bed and I look at my phone, and it's working every waking minute. And
I'm glad you said that, by the way, because I feel like when people talk so much about, like, you hear these people say things, and I think people just say things to put it out there that make it seem like they have this incredible balance. And when you're building something special like you are, it is like, and you like doing it, right? So it's like,
yes,
if you were enjoying it, yeah, it's work, but it's also you're having a fun time, right? You said yourself you like to play, you like to get involved. Um,
yeah.
Last question for you before we kind of wrap things up here, or maybe like there's a quick one after that. But last quick question: what's something that makes you laugh about now, but when it happened, you wanted to cry?
I can't say too much about this, but when we launched Writer, um, we were challenged in court against the name. Yeah. Now, we had done all of our work, filed all of the right trademarks, etc., and we own trademark to Writer, etc. It's been published. And I can't say too much about how it wrapped up, but clearly, we've got the name. Um, and man, I did cry. Like, are you kidding me? I went through months of like pain to like secure this domain and make all this happen with the team, so much work. And now, like, what? But I laugh about it now because I really see how that lasted like 12 weeks. I couldn't think of anything other than figuring this out, right? Like, how do you even make progress if you're going to have to change your name or whatever? Um, I laugh about it now because I really see how that was the kind of first early test, right, of Writer, of mine and Wasim's leadership of Writer, that really had us say, look, what's the right thing to do here? And in first principles fashion, make that happen versus listen to the lots of advisors who told us we had to cave, right? And all the advice you get that's against your own inner compass of what's right for the company. And I laugh now because I just see how it was one of those like beautiful challenges laid in our path, kind of hero's journey. Like, you beat that, you eat that dragon, right? Because there's a lot more dragons, and what you learn in that challenge is going to help you with the next ones.
I love it. Last thing, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever you want to call it. What are you looking forward to about the HumanX conference?
Oh my gosh, I am so excited to come to this conference. The number of people who have texted to be like, oh, you're speaking there, I'm definitely going. These are some high caliber, very interesting, very intelligent folks. So I'm excited to just expand my mind and meet new people, have new conversations. I'm really excited about what it feels like a very cross functional, cross industry type of gathering around this really important topic. So I can't wait.
Awesome. I'm so excited to see you there in person. And thank you so much for joining us here on the
Jared.
podcast. Wishing you all the best of luck and super excited for everything you're working on.
Thank you so much, Jared.